Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, August the 9th. The year is 2023. Let's talk trading. Trading with Seeker. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Seeker. Seeker, welcome aboard.
Thank you, TRO. It's really good to be with you.
So, we've been taking some trades here, some scalps off of the pound dollar, and you've been trading on the M1 time frame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I've been looking at M5. And are you in a trade right now?
I'm not in the trade right now.
Okay.
It's just stuck in this, for the last hour or so, it's just been stuck in that zone between the 40 and 45. I was in a trade a little bit earlier, a long trade, just coming out of the launch pad. Yeah, not in a trade at the moment.
Yeah, but we were, Seeker and I, we were both short on this big black candle here, but we punched out early because we had gotten in, I think, somewhere around here, failed to take pips, it ran against us, and then we just got out. I got out because I saw the one ball, and then the one ball pushed all the way down to the 2739 level, which at the time there was a this M5, there was a return bar, so it almost pushed and filled it, but not quite.
I think, did that go down to 39? Is that where your two ball is?
That's where the one ball is on my M1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a one ball or two ball on mine.
Yeah.
Just create some screenshots.
And just so the boys and girls and non-binary traders know, Seeker, you're trading from Australia, correct?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's midnight here at the moment. I typically start at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Sydney time, which is probably 6 a.m., 7 a.m. New York time. So typically look at pound, so the cable, and DAX. They're the two main instruments that I trade. But a lot of the techniques that I employ are based on your style, TRO. Been very heavily influenced by your videos and Warmall as well. So a lot of the trades that we took together today were based on where were the three balls, the big round numbers. We didn't have too many state changes, but yeah, just trying to gauge where the market is relative to pivots, relative to wick zones in the 4 hour. So the majority of how I trade is based on your videos.
I'm curious, what did, before you found the videos, what trading methods were you using?
So a lot of it was, I stumbled on FOREX Factory, and on FOREX Factory there's the Billy TT forum. So there's a thread, the Billy TT thread, which just started by this trader who was focusing on the EJ and the daily break of that EJ candle. So over the years, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that particular thread or not.
Yeah, I've seen Billy. In fact, I think Billy may have passed away because I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
Him and Lem, kind of sad.
I think Lem has passed away.
Yes,
I'm not sure about.
Yeah.
A lot of the trading that I was originally influenced by was that thread, and so a lot of what Billy was talking about and the other folks on that particular thread were breakouts of 15-minute candles. So specific 15-minute candles. So the cable, I think, was the 8:15 a.m., the 8:30 a.m. 15-minute candles. So breaks of either the long or the short on that. And then also the 4 hour. So the 4 hour until 8 a.m. And then the 4 hour from midnight to 4 a.m. in the UK. So basically trading the breakouts of that particular cell.
Yeah, I noticed.
My style's kind of evolved.
Yeah, he was doing some H4 breakouts in the past couple of years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the really interesting thing that he did was just it opened my eyes to the breakout style, but also when trades would work against him, he would use another trigger. So if that 15-minute breakout wouldn't work, then he'd look at the 1 hour, like specific 1 hour bars or 4 hour bars. But what I thought he did really well was also an understanding of the ATR. So he'd work off, a 70 range for the day, and depending on the movement, he'd kind of adjust his positioning or the probabilities accordingly. So there's some really, really, really good traders on there. A lot of people that I've kind of taken a lot from. They made mention of your thread of you on that forum as well.
Yeah,
so they made.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say the thing that about the you had mentioned how we use the ATR. Yeah, if you use the TRO ATR lines high-low, that's kind of what he was doing. The only difference or the modification that I made to ATR trading was, so many people would do back testing and maybe use ATR 12 instead of 14, and that's why I said, you know what, all we have to do is if we just run it for how many ATRs you want to look at, and then you pick the min and the max of those ATRs, then you can basically shade a zone so you know when you're in the ATR zone or not. That was the one thing. So rather than wait for one particular ATR value to be hit, I think it's smarter to have a zone, so you say, okay, now I'm in the ballpark, and if it reverses, or you either use it for a reversal entry or for a target exit.
Yeah. I really do think that zones are much more smarter here. It's just that everybody's obviously got different brokers and different start times and different candles and everything else, right? So I definitely think that's very helpful. But I actually have your high-low indicator on one of my older charts.
Yeah.
So I think I've got mine gets marked. I think it's the high-low gets marked on one of the older MT4 charts that I use. But I use one of your. So I've since moved on to one of your charts. So I've got the. It's almost like going off your flip-flop model. But I've got your flip-flop. I've got the big round numbers, so the gold spot on this as well. I'm just looking for that moves on the horizontal line.
Yeah, and
so it looks similar to.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, sorry, go ahead. Gary.
I was just going to say, we're stuck in that zone again that you had mentioned.
Yeah. So it's going to eventually break out of here and probably break out pretty hard. But the three balls have been very instructive here, TRO. So the three ball and that midway mark, if you look at since my broker time over the last 2 hours, you can see that the three ball to three ball, that midway mark has been hit multiple times.
Right.
If you're just using that as a guidance for your trading, so yeah, it's super helpful. So, are you trading at the moment, Tiaro? You just
when I'm making videos, for the most part, I'm watching, because otherwise I'm talking, looking at the chart, and the chart that I'm showing isn't from the broker that I normally use to trade, and the reason is that the broker I use to trade has a much tighter spread, but I want to show something where most people are probably looking at a pip or more spread, so I want to show how to use methods that can work, because the broker is just one of the tools in the toolbox, and so you want to use if you have a certain broker, then you have to say, well, you know what, this particular method doesn't work well on that broker, so I have to use a slightly different one. And also, so like scalping on these type of brokers where you have a pip or more, it's really tough if you're only looking to make a pip or two. So on these, you probably want to trade, the reversals or the breakouts when you think there's a target that's at least 5 or 10 pips away that you want to shoot for. So, if you shoot for 10 but you only get 3, well, hey, you can bank a couple of pips. But if you're just trying to target 3 pips away and you're already given up 1 or more, your chances aren't that good. So you have to be really precise with your entries.
Yeah. No, I've kind of done a bit of research into the various brokers and looking at how they charge spreads and all the other various kind of ways they make money. And so the choice of broker is super important, particularly if you're looking at a scalping style. I'm a fairly regular viewer of your videos. I have been since I think I've been watching your videos fairly regularly since Corona.
Right.
And so one of the things I've done is that I've obviously asked questions and tried to understand which brokers you guys use and you guys have found to be particularly reliable or useful. And I know both yourself and TRO, so both yourself and Warmall have spoken about, I think it's FOREX.com, LQD, and a few others who are probably more conducive to scalping than the likes of Pepperstone or IC Markets or whatever it might be. But I definitely take the point. You do need someone with small spreads to kind of do this type of trading.
Right. And I just put up an M30 chart to show the traders out there. For the last 5 M5 candles, we're over 10 pips. And you can see here, 4 candles ago we had 24 pip range. Then we had a couple of 16s. The last one was 22 and the current one's 18. So if you just traded the horizontal line, so you can see here there was an open here candle ago. If you went long at the 45, you could have picked up 3 or 4 pips. Then it turned around, and then if you shorted it at the 40, that was good for over 10 pips. And just once again, just trading simple horizontal lines, just taking the trade with the candle color at the break of the line. You don't really have to think about anything. It's just pretty much pure execution. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but you just have to take the trade and trade what you see. Not be too greedy.
Yeah. And also just be mindful of your stops as well, right, Piero? So if the position is against you, make sure that you do have a stop and you do have a red line in the sand. And then, you just wait. If you need to, you just wait and you just take the next trigger.
Exactly.
One of the brilliant things with your method and how you and Walmart have kind of developed it over time is, the state changes. I find the state changes really helpful. Flip-flop state changes. Incorporating that with crossing of horizontal lines and the like. They do kind of stack the odds in your favor.
Yeah, and you know what?
Doesn't mean you're going to win.
Yeah, you know what, Seeker? The fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. So, hey, I'm glad you could come on today. And if you're wondering, Walmall is going to be he's going to be going out of town, so he's got a lot of stuff to do. So he's not going to be on for the rest of the week, he told me. So, fellow traders, I hope maybe you picked up something. Feel free to ask questions. Oh, and just so you know, I finally sent out batch 5 of the donational indicators last night. I have to apologize. I should have had them out a couple of months ago, but I just got busy. But always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.